it's little old me, the gal that put the vamp back in the vampire, Elvira. Now, just in case you thought America's scariest family lived at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, you'd have to think again. Because believe it or not, the country's most supernatural address is 1313 Mockingbird Lane, where you'll find a groovy collection of really cool ghouls, the Munsters. In 1964, CBS premiered a series that literally changed the face of television.
Hello, Harold.
I'd like you to meet my date.
The Munsters were a family of classic monsters who just couldn't understand why the neighbors were afraid of them.
More fillet of dragon, Grandpa?
The show came about at a time when the Universal monster craze was at its peak. Monsters were so big, in fact, that Life magazine dubbed 1964 as TV's Year of the Monster. Not to be outdone, ABC launched its own spooky sitcom, The Addams Family, based on the morbidly funny cartoons of Charles Addams in the New Yorker magazine. Although some viewers fought over which of the two series was best, both shows were just about equal in terms of ratings and overall popularity. That is, with one exception: merchandising. Munsters memorabilia not only outnumbers that of the Addams Family, its value over the years has skyrocketed, making Munsters collectibles among the most valuable in the history of pop culture. Take these cute little dolls from Remco, for example. As sculpted by famed puppeteer Paul Ashley, they feature dead-on likenesses of Herman, Lily, and Grandpa. In their original boxes, the Munsters dolls fetch thousands of dollars, if you can dig one up. This card game by Milton Bradley depicted the Munsters playing cards with a very frightened blonde-haired boy. But when Universal's licensing department objected, claiming that children should never be afraid of the Munsters, Milton Bradley gave the petrified preteen a makeshift makeover. Universal also weighed in on the early illustrations for the first of two Munsters books published by Whitman. In this original drawing intended for the book, Herman was thought to be too handsome. So the artist obliged his client by making Herman look a lot more like Fred Gwynn's TV persona. Whitman was one of the most prolific of all the companies that merchandised the Munsters. In addition to books, they made magic slate drawing pads, coloring books, sticker books, paper dolls, color-by-number sets, and jigsaw puzzles. Under their Gold Key Comics banner, Western Publishing issued a series of 16 colorful Munsters comic books. Another of Universal's big merchandising partners was Hasbro Toys. Hasbro came out with a huge line of colorfully packaged board games, hypo-squirt guns, activity kits, paint and pencil by number sets, and deluxe rub-ons. From other companies came Colorform's cartoon kits in both large and small sizes. There were Munster paperback books and 8mm home movie viewers. There were puppets in both the non-talking and the talking varieties.
I love the Beatles. Real Beatles.
There were also Munster record albums, sliding puzzles, stereo 3D viewers, trading cards, lunch boxes, Munster jewelry, flashlights, and numerous recordings of the Munsters' popular theme song. In 1965, the Aurora Plastics Company came out with this ultra-detailed scale model of the Munsters enjoying their favorite TV show in their living room. That is, if you can really call it living. Not to be outdone, the M&E Company made this do-it-yourself Munsters molding set, complete with plaster, molds, clamps, paint, and brush. A skilled craftsman could make mini Munster figures ready to haunt their bedroom toy shelf. Since the Munsters were always dressed for Halloween, these Ben Cooper costumes seem tailor-made for trick-or-treating. A more elaborate set of Munster masks was issued by the famed Dawn Post Company. Molded in lifelike latex, these over-the-head beauties were sculpted by using real-life masks of Yvonne DiCarlo, Fred Gwynne, and Al Lewis. Seen here is Dawn Post himself inspecting a deluxe version of the Grandpa mask that sported genuine fake hair. These Munster masks also came in handy when Universal wanted to send Munster wannabes out for personal appearances. There was also a teenage singing group called, what else? The Munsters. They even had their own record album. But with songs like Vampire Vamp and Make It Go Away, is it any wonder that none of these little ditties knocked the Beatles out of the top 10? Among the most popular of all the Munster collectibles were AMT's scale model kits of the Munsters' ultra-cool hot rod cars. As designed by the king of the customizers, George Barris, the Munster Coach and the Dragula seemed to drive right out of hobby stores and into the waiting arms of model builders everywhere. AMT even made a larger Munster Coach toy, but a design defect caused only a very few to ever hit the market. Another rarity is this Munster Coat, made by the H&L Block Company of Tacoma, Washington. Made of animal-friendly fake fur, of course. Check out the groovy hood and bear claw buttons. Who wouldn't want to be caught dead in this style and sportswear? Plenty, as it turned out. Few of these coats were ever made, which makes this among the most rare and valuable of all Munster merchandise. Another staggering price tag is attached to this Munsters Target game, made by Ideal Toys. Mint in the box, this little beauty went for a jaw-dropping $27,000 at a recent auction. Not bad for a toy that sold for under $2 in 1965. Of course, if it's bragging rights you're after, nothing beats having original Munsters props and costumes. Take this original Eddie Munster costume, one of only 5 genuine copies known to exist. For the second season of the series, Yvonne DiCarlo traded in this heavy and cumbersome bat necklace for a more elegant version. Made of pewter and trimmed with rhinestones, this little beauty enjoys an elite place of honor among Munster icons. You'd be sitting pretty if you had this item in your collection. That's right, it's Grandpa Munster's original electric chair. Complete with restraining straps and porcelain electrodes, this conversation piece could really kill you. That is, when you hear the price it fetched at auction. An electrifying $35,000.
See you at the movies!
Despite the release of a Technicolor Munsters movie in 1966, the Munsters closed the doors to their Mockingbird Lane mansion after 2 years and only 70 episodes. But endless reruns in syndication and on cable TV have led to a mini Munster revival. The show's eerie popularity among children and baby boomers has encouraged enterprising merchandisers to bring the Munsters back from their graves. In recent years, there's been everything from Munster mugs and model kits to limited edition dolls and figurines, trading cards, soft drink tie-ins, Christmas ornaments, and action figures. More than 40 years after they first started haunting the airwaves, the Munsters continues to be America's first family of fright. And as long as there are reruns on TV and cash in our pockets, Herman, Lily, Grandpa, Marilyn, and Eddie will continue to be beloved figures in monster pop culture. Hey, who said it ain't easy being green?
I'm Herman Munster. How do you do?